The $0 campaign that beat Super Bowl ads 2-1. This is the story of how Duolingo's Mascot murder generated 1.7 billion impressions in 14 days. Here's a strategic pattern for the week from the strategy signal. So let's talk about killing your mascot. Have you ever thought about doing that? Killing your mascot. All right. When killing your mascot can result in drives of 5 billion lessons. This is Duolingo's death stunt, and it actually beat Super Bowl ads. As you know, Super Bowl ads are probably costing about $8.5 million for 30 seconds. What about having a $0 campaign that had the same results? Wouldn't you like to know what that is? And here it was, 1.7 billion impressions generated in 2 weeks, 0 paid media, absolutely 0 advertising spend, and 5.1 billion lessons completed to resurrect Duo. So here the company said, we're going to kill off our mascot unless you do this one thing. And that is why it is called the hostage mechanic. The hostage mechanic holds hostage your brand, the consumer's product that they just love with all their heart and are able to use it. Whoops, let me go back here. And what they do is they actually get you to participate in order to get that product back. So here's what they did. They threatened that they would essentially create an artificial crisis. We're going to take away the mascot. We're going to take away this beloved character that you see every day. His name is Duo. We all know him. You've invested years of your time with him in order to build up your language. And this is a beloved asset for you, but we're actually going to kill him. But wait, there's an opportunity where you can get him back, and that is by participating, that is by engaging with the app even more. And that's how they got over 5 billion lessons between all of their users. And so they make resolution contingent on collective user behavior that drives the business goals. So number one, they killed their mascot Duo. Number two, they required 50 billion XP, experience points, to resurrect them through the product usage. So we're giving you a way out of this detrimental, devastating news. And then they're offering real-time progress tracking on social media in order to create engagement, and then a 14-day narrative arc, which builds urgency and engagement. Why does this work? Well, when you combine loss aversion with social proof and achievable collective goal, that equals massive engagement. Let's dig into this a little bit further. As usual, here at the Strategy Signal, we utilized 3 AI systems through multiple prompts. About 47 sources were discovered across 3 LLMs, Google paid versions, ChatGPT paid, Claude paid, all on their research functions, 23 primary company sources, 4 industry regions covered, and 12 cross-industry patterns confirmed. Every week I spend about 5 hours just on this piece. But the hostage mechanic isn't the only place where this works. It also works in other industries. Take, for instance, the death of Mr. Peanut in 2020. Post-pandemic anxiety had led to all of these opportunities around death to explore around your mortality. And so they killed off Mr. Peanut. It's a 104-year-old mascot for consumer packaged goods pre-Super Bowl, and required viewing the game for baby nut rebirth. So again, we're going to hold this asset hostage. We're going to kill off the symbol of this lovely, delicious packaged good you call Mr. Peanuts. And we're going to give you a way to give him back. And that is you watch our Super Bowl ad campaign in order to see baby nut rebirth. So we'll give him back to you. And that's what a good hostage situation is. We're going to look at some bad hostage situations in just a minute. And the result was 11 billion earned impression in just weeks following social domination. The second successful place where this happened was Burger King in the Whopper Detour. They said, we will hold, this is within fast food, we're going to hold hostage a Whopper just for you for only 1 cent. And how you get it back is by downloading our app within 600 feet of McDonald's. Isn't that cool? So this is an audacious campaign that gamified getting a discount and turning customers into co-conspirators against McDonald's. The deal could only be unlocked if users downloaded the BK app and ordered within 600 feet of McDonald's. So the result, 1.5 million app downloads, in 9 days, a 27-to-1 ROI. What were their sales? It tripled their sales. Highly successful story there. And then the third one is actually within film. Netflix, Black Mirror, the Bandersnatch. Here, Netflix held the story's ending hostage. So you, as the participant, can have a resolution with the protagonist. So they're going to make resolution impossible unless you, the viewer, actively participate in the quest of making choices for the hero. And this turned passive viewing into active engagement, tapping into the audience's desire for control. The innovative format won 2 Primetime Emmy Awards and drove immense cultural buzz, reinforcing Netflix brand as the industry leader when it comes to TV. And the film's complexity fueled massive online discussion, repeated viewings as users worked to unlock every single little secret that they could get their hearts on. The result was 2 Emmy Awards. Again, massive cultural buzz, repeat viewings for the secrets. And this pattern works across CPG, QSR, and streaming. It's truly, truly cross-industry. Now let's talk a little bit about why this pattern, the hostage mechanic, works now. Well, there's 3 forces converging in 2025. The economic pressure, tight marketing budgets demand organic first strategies. So organic will always cost you time in place of money. So if you don't have money in ad spend, but you have a massive following and audience who are committed and invested in the product, then you can work with that to kill off your mascot or to you pull back a product and give the audience a chance to get it back. We're going to watch how Lipton actually failed at this. The second one is attention fragmentation. Traditional ads can't just break through sometimes, and they need participation, not passive consumption. So you need the audience to be active in that. And then community craving. As you saw with 2018 and 2020, the post-pandemic audiences want shared experiences and collective achievement. And so I would think about 12 to 18 months, you're going to be seeing this pattern a little bit more, but it's got to be done right. So let's talk about how to do it wrong and how to fail at this. When the hostage mechanic fails, first off is permission versus manipulation. The hostage mechanic carries significant reputational risks. Here's what separates a success from disaster. Permission versus manipulation is number 1. This only works when brands have earned authentic permission. Lipton, in their Rest in Peach 2025 campaign following shortly after Duo, they also tried this. It failed horribly because they were holding hostage Rest in Peach, this valuable flavor, but then they were not giving the audience any way to earn it back. And that's the difference between Duolingo, Netflix, and Burger King, is that I can participate and bring this product back. So not only are you getting attention, you're also getting engagement and you're offering it back to them and delivering. Lipton tried copying Duolingo's stunt and got ridiculed because they lacked Duolingo's years of unhinged personality building. That's another factor. Number 2 is cultural sensitivity requirements. You can't say Duolingo died in Japan because death in Asian culture is highly taboo. But how about dead tired? And that aligns with the Japanese culture of workaholism. And then the other one is technical infrastructure failures. Duolingo had lots and lots of technical ability to track these campaigns, to track user engagement on the software that they were using for like a decade or so. They fail when tracking breaks, goals feel impossible, or technical glitches undermine the whole experience. You got to make sure that the gamified experience is actually working itself. And as you can see over here, Lipton announced discontinuing their peach flavor, #Rest in Peach. It failed because it was just pure jeopardy. There was no quest for the consumer to try to get that back. Another kind of failure was the Volkswagen, or the VOLTS wagon campaign. They failed changing their name to highlight the EV commitment, but they failed because they lacked the permission to joke about deception after the Dieselgate, which was a company trying to rebuild trust after massive scandal. You just can't joke about corporate integrity at that point. So there was severe backlash. It damaged EV messaging. Those are two failures on this same brand, hostage mechanic strategy. So the warning signs of this pattern failing are if you have all jeopardy, no quest. We talked about that with Lipton. No brand permission, using deception when trust is already damaged with your audience. Poor timing during real crisis. Destroying brand trust instantly. No authentic brand personality to support the dramatic stunt. And holding essential features hostage rather than entertaining elements. The critical success factor of Duolingo is that they held something fictional, a mascot, hostage with clear, achievable goals and perfect brand permission. They failed attempts create anxiety. We're going to take away Rest and Peach without offering rewarding participation paths. So how do you know if you should engage this with your brand? 3 things. Emotional asset audit. Do you have a mascot or character with genuine fan attachment? Mr. Peanuts is kind of on the edge for me. I'm not super attached to him. Duolingo, and I'm a language user. Oh, yeah. I am really attached to Duo. I want to make sure he's okay, so my progress is good. And have you earned permission for dramatic storytelling? Can you tie narrative resolution to core product usage? And is your engagement mechanic measurement or measurable and transparent? This mechanism, this hostage mechanism, let's say it's a system, and number 3 is operational readiness. Can you move from concept to launch in 7 days? I think Duolingo did it within 9 days last February. So it's quite important to do it quickly. If you'd like the full implementation process over a 14-day period, you can look at our deep dive in the Notion page. And then I've mentioned the 3 dangers and what my take is on them. Talked about permission problem, technical infrastructure, and cultural sensitivity. Lastly, this is the strategy intelligence. Every week we put together a newsletter that's a 6-minute read, video commentary like this where you could just listen and you can get the best up-to-date information. If you like all this delivered to your newsletter inbox, we're happy to provide it for you, as well as a Notion deep dive page and a client-ready strategy deck. If you got a client who you think would really benefit from this, you could just share the presentation with them. Thank you. Have a great week. Hope that everything goes well, and we'll see you on the flip side. Bye for now.